Go ahead. Yeah. Oh, yes, we are so grateful to have Jimmy's landlord here tonight.
Well, this isn't a roast. This is all love. Jimmy came to apply to rent a room for me. I rent out 3 bedrooms, mostly to Cal Lutheran students. And when I met Jimmy, I knew instantly that out of the 24 people that wanted that room, that he was the one that I wanted to rent it to. And I'm gonna cry. He has brought so much to our house and to my daughter and to our lives. He's just one of the most amazing young men that I've ever been blessed to know. I don't have a son. If I did, I would want it to be someone just like Jimmy. His parents must be so proud of him. And he's just become a part of our home and a part of our lives. And he's gonna really, really, really be missed. And I just feel so lucky that we got a year from him. And I love you, Jimmy, and I'm gonna miss you like crazy. So thank you.
Is there anybody else? Otherwise, we gotta have Jimmy come up. Oh, absolutely. Jimmy's dad.
I was just going to stand there and say,
Why does Jimmy look so nervous?
Thank you, all of you, for coming. Pam and I, his mom, are very grateful that the Ascension family accepted Jimmy into their lives. You've been special for him, and that for us has been special because he's been out of our lives for 5 years, and we kind of want him back. I was fortunate enough today to be at the 10:30 sermon, and I know our church in Omaha is kind of small. I noticed that you guys have a cry room. Well, I almost had to take Jimmy to the cry room, not just for him, but for me too. This is a sad time for Jimmy leaving here, leaving all of you, believe me. It's sad for me to see the grief that you all have in seeing him leave. At the same time, he is going to start a new chapter now, and that's good. The turnout, the love that you are showing tonight for him is rewarding beyond words. Beyond words. You mentioned that his parents must be so proud. We're extremely proud of Jimmy. And you guys have shown why we should be proud. Now, when Jimmy was younger, Jimmy was a late bloomer. Jimmy started kindergarten at 6 years old, and in Omaha they think baseball is it, so they start kids at baseball at 6 years old. I know when I was younger it was 8 years old. I don't know what it is here in California. But Jimmy's first year playing baseball, he was on the Marlins, and Jimmy was in the outfield for the Marlins. And in the outfield was all grass, and of course the infield was dirt. And in the outfield, in 4 spots, were these dirt, where the grass had disappeared, where the kids had dug out the grass just by standing in the same place year after year after year. So one game, Jimmy was playing center field, and he was on the grass. And the coach said, all of those kids that were on the grass the last inning play on the dirt this inning. Jimmy ran out to center field and jumped right in that rut of dirt that was in the middle of the grass in center field. Then come to the infield. Jimmy is not a sports guy. Jimmy's not a sports guy. He loves to watch sports, but he just didn't quite get there. In junior high, when he was younger, he wanted to play football. And in junior high, he had an opportunity to play football for the junior high team. In junior high, I think there's maybe 6 practices and 4 games. And it really gives the kids an opportunity to know if they really want to play. Because if you want to play football in Nebraska, you got to be serious and you got to want to play football in Nebraska. So the coaches, they go through all their practices and what have you. In the first game, Jimmy is, like I said, he was a late bloomer, so he started late. He was one of the bigger kids. Jimmy played offensive lineman, and he pretty much towered over the other kids. And his job was to block. Jimmy, when you come off the block, you stand up and block. So Jimmy's job, Jimmy is very literal. So Jimmy blocked the kid fell down, the kid got up and went right around Jimmy. And Jimmy stood there like this. He didn't move. One last story. This one's not so bad. This one's not so bad.
By the way, you have as much time as you want.
Any others, Jim? Any others come to mind?
No.
I'll try to make this one brief. Jimmy had a really close friend, Andy, that lived across the street. Andy was moving. He was moving away, and Andy, before he left, came over to the house and gave Jimmy a guitar. Jimmy was, I think, 11 years old. 11 years old. And this guitar was circa 1940. Karsten, do you remember what they looked like in 1940? Guitar, you opened up, the amp was built into the guitar case, and the whole
That's not funny. I do.
So Andrew gave Jimmy this guitar. And a year prior to that, Pam and I had bought him a $99 drum set from Walmart because he wanted one. He really didn't play it. And up to that point, Jimmy had never shown an interest or we'd never known that he liked music. And a week and a half after Andy had given Jimmy the guitar, I came home from work and I'm standing in the kitchen and I'm hearing music coming from the basement. And I said to my wife, I said, who's downstairs? And she said, Jimmy and Andy. And I said, there's music coming from the basement. He was playing guitar. He'd never had a lesson. I still don't think you know how to read music. But he has written compositions. We are truly blessed. He is an amazing kid. We're truly blessed. You guys are proof of that. You guys are proud of him. We're proud of him. Jimmy, I love you from the bottom of my heart. And I can't wait to see what you do with your future. Al, thank you for your kind words. He has a lot of gifts. Golf isn't one of them. So I get to meet him all the time. And a friend is somebody who bails you out of jail. A good friend is next to you in jail. Thank you very much.
I wasn't on the program, but I just wanted to tell a story. We know how great Jimmy is, and we know all the wonderful things he does, and I just wanted to share an experience and one of the things he's done for our family that just was so helpful and so wonderful. Our daughter, Ryan, was trying out for a music radio show where they needed to be able to try to see if they could get, see if they could win different type of things, and she didn't have anybody to accompany her, and we were just having some coffee just out here in the patio with Jimmy, and we were saying how, Ryan's going to need to this, and she's working on that, and we're doing this, and he says, well, can I help you? And so he took the time to work with our daughter, and not only played the piano and the guitar, and showed up at the tryouts for this special event. And it's just another great example of your personality and your magnanimous spirit, and we sure appreciate it. So thank you very much.
I'll just add in a little something about Mr. Jimmy because it just reminded me, but also Ryan said to say, you just tell him to have a good time, and she said, where's he going? I said, Midwest, Omaha, we're going that way. And she goes, well, it's a great vacation place. Just think about it that way. And I started thinking about everybody here and how sad everybody is that he's going to be leaving, but think about this. How many people have been to Nebraska? I mean, this could be a new vacation place. We could all just end, youth trip, road trip, right to, I think that's the way to go. So I see the half full glass of milk here. I'm just saying, Jimmy, but truly, thank you for everything that you share with all of us. And I love your musical ability, but I just think your heart's the best thing. And I now call her Lucky Liz because for me, it's just, I look forward to meeting her someday. But I just wish you guys the very best, because if you can have a tenth of some of the greatest marriages in this congregation and the faith walk together that you see all these people here, and I know that they're probably bigger and better in Omaha, I know that, but I'm just saying, we're just very proud of you and everything you've done for Kowloon. Dr. Kimball still is having problems with this, that we can't keep the kids at, and you're the prime example, but you've just made Ascension a great big smile, and seeing you, it's just brilliant. So good luck on everything.
I think I've been to Nebraska, but it could have been Iowa or Oklahoma or like South Dakota. I don't know. It's all just one big thing of corn, right?
I was say, Kim, you haven't been to Nebraska, have you? But Jimmy could actually make Nebraska now a vacation destination because there's really nothing there right now. That's why I'm from South Dakota. So I want to speak briefly on behalf of Ascension Lutheran School. And the school got to pray a blessing and say goodbye to Jimmy on the last Wednesday of chapel. But one of the things that Jimmy did so beautifully was knowing that we are one Ascension Lutheran Church and School. And Sage back there waved. She got to go to Washington, D.C. with Jimmy. He went with the 8th graders. And I usually go on the 8th grade trip, but this year needed to be home, but Jimmy was there, and I still coordinated the trip from afar. And the very first day in Washington, D.C., the tour guide that works with our school that was there, she texted me, and she wasn't quite sure. She was trying to gauge Jimmy's sense of humor. And during that time that they were in Washington, D.C., had lots of post comments about, well, we were at some place, and it's even older than Howard Sonstagard, and it's even, and